y'all. So, super exciting tonight. Hope everybody's doing good, but I'm super excited. So, we are turning this whole area, which is formerly my living room, into my kids' playroom, and I'm super excited. So, last night I painted this whole wall right here, well, half of this wall. I painted this with black charcoal paint, not charcoal, what in the world am I saying? Black chalkboard paint. Oh, my hair's doing something crazy. It's all right. So I did black chalkboard paint here last night. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in a clip of that so you can see. But I did about 3 coats of paint on that last night, so it's ready to go. The chalk will actually be here tomorrow, specifically for this wall, so I'm super excited. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this started, get this turned into my kids' playroom. My husband is gonna be helping me because he does not trust me to drill holes into the wall. But we're gonna put a gate. So the gate is gonna go from this wall up to this wall. So it's really long. It's like 140 inches or something like that. And it's a mesh gate. So I'll show that to you guys once that's done. But we're gonna go ahead and get started, get all of the mats laid down, start putting all the toys and all the fun stuff that we've got to go in here. So guys, come hang out with us and we're gonna get this going. So we started off by getting the floor mats laid out. So that's what I'm working on here. My husband is reading the directions for the gate. I will go ahead and preface, and you will see this later on in the video. I do not follow directions very well. He is the direction follower, and I'm just the let's just throw it together and see how it turns out kind of person. So he's sitting here trying to read the instructions, figure out how to mount it to the wall and everything. It's 42, it's either 42 or 48 inches tall. I think it's 48 inches tall. I'm actually going to link everything that I purchased in the description box if there's anything that you guys like and that you would like to buy for your home. But I'll link that down in the description box below, so I'll have the information for that. But it's starting off here, like I said, I'm just getting the mats laid out. I wanted to get some really thick mats. So we have hardwood floors, and of course underneath the hardwood floors is just a concrete slab, and my son is very accident prone. Actually, both of my 2 older children, my baby is not mobile yet, but my 2 older children are accident prone and tend to trip and fall all the time. I have absolutely no idea where they get that from. I lie, it's me. They totally get it from me. But I wanted something thick for the floor in case they were to trip or something, that they wouldn't get hurt. So here I am just putting all the floor mats down and putting the borders for the outer perimeter on those, just so that way it looks a little cleaner and a little, just it looks better. I think it looks better having the borders on the outer portion of these. You can obviously leave those out if you wanted to, but I just decided that I wanted to go ahead and put those on there. So he is still working on those instructions. I didn't take a look at them myself, but I can imagine having to mount it to the wall because it is pretty long, that it is important to make sure you follow those instructions properly. All right, so here we are getting ready, or so we thought was go time for getting the gate up. And as you can see on my face, I am quickly disappointed that I bought the wrong length. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did, but apparently I misheard, misread, whatever the case may be, when it comes to the length of the gate that we needed. So that is going back to Amazon, and I went ahead and ordered the correct length. So that'll be here in a few days. Not in time for this video to go up, but that's okay. It will still be installed and serve its purpose. So I'm just finishing up here now, getting the rest of these floor mats put down. In total, I have 22 mats, I believe it is. Again, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, and my memory is not the best, but I will again have everything linked in the description box below. But I'm pretty sure it's 22 mats, and they are 2 foot by 2 foot and 1.5 inches wide, or 1.5 inches thick. So I'll link those below. I'm really happy with how these turned out, though. They are really solid mats. I was walking around them for quite a bit, and they were really comfy. Really happy with how these turned out. You will see that there are some bare spots, which that's perfectly fine. I end up filling those with various toys and things like that. So the bare spots are not a big concern for me. I did have my helper down there at the bottom. She is handing me edges, and she's sitting there actually putting the edges together and making patterns. She wanted to stay down and watch while we were putting this together. In total, I think it took about 2 hours to get the whole room put together. The longest part being laying the floor mats out, just because I wanted to make sure that they were in the area that I wanted them to be in, kind of in the layout per se. But I did end up making a few adjustments to these, as you'll see later on in the video. But overall, they cover the floor very nicely and are very sturdy. Now we're starting on the actual fun stuff. So this right here is a little sofa chair, little kids love seat, if you will, that I wanted to get for the room. We're eventually going to get a TV and mount it above the fireplace. I'm actually going to be closing off the fireplace as well. We never use it, and I really just don't want to have it exposed. So I'm thinking about putting a piece of plywood and painting the plywood with chalkboard paint as well. But if you guys have any ideas, please comment those down below. I would love to know what you guys think would be best. I will tell you though, putting this chair together has reaffirmed that I never want to assemble furniture in my life. This little itsy bitsy foam chair gave me the runaround. I, again, I said before, I don't follow directions very well, so here I am trying to breeze over them really quickly and start throwing things together. Um, but this did take me a couple of minutes to figure out, just because the foam pieces, I had to stretch them out a little bit where they were vacuum sealed and then figure out how they fit inside the casing and all that good stuff. This piece right here, that's actually a blanket that goes over the chair. So I start unzipping the cover itself and then put all the foam pieces in there. Eventually, I do get it though, and it turns out pretty good. Looking back at the video though, you'll see when I fold the extension up, because it does roll out into like a sofa sleeper thing, um, with like a mat. And looking back now, when I folded it up incorrectly. So now I know what to do to fold it correctly. So this right here is one of those little car mats that you can actually, put cars on and race them around the track. I actually end up moving this to a different spot, and you'll see that in the final clip where everything comes together. But this piece right here that I'm getting ready to put together was the piece I was most excited for putting in this room. Um, Once again, I don't follow instructions, and I really should have on this one, because I messed with this thing for a hot minute. It took me so long to figure out what to do with the spaceship part. I could not figure out how to get the framing rods in there. Um, I thought they were supposed to go another way, and if I would have just looked at the instructions, even though the instructions were very vague, let me preface that. The instructions were very vague and did not tell me exactly what I needed to do. It was kind of like use your context clues situation. I ended up having to put myself inside of the spaceship to try to get everything the way it was supposed to be. I do eventually get it figured out, but it took me about 15-20 minutes to get the spaceship part of this put together. Everything else was just those poppable pieces, so they just opened right up, like the tube and the ball pit, and then everything just connects together really easily. But this part took an absolute ridiculous amount of time simply because I did not read the instructions, and there I am still fiddling with it. I tied everything in there how I thought it was supposed to go, and then come to find out that was not the right thing to do. So here I am reading the instructions again. I have to go back in and untie everything and then start all over again. Oh, and there's a kitty cat. The cats are enjoying this as well, especially the ball pit. We could hear them last night playing in there, and they were having a good old time playing with the balls and knocking them around. But yeah, I finally decided let's thoroughly read the instructions and figure out what we're doing. So I finally got it put together, and it turned out really great. So here is the finished room. I am so excited with how this turned out. A lot of these things we already had, but again, I'll have everything listed that I purchased in the description box below. But I'm super happy with this. My kids are already loving it, and we'll have the gate put up soon, just as soon as it arrives. But thank you guys so much for hanging out today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for our next video. Have a great day.